Welcome to Emotions Monday, where we take an emotional word of the day and we define that word according to the dictionary. We describe that word in daily living, and we make a decision. Are we going to increase or decrease that emotion based on the outcome? Now, today's emotional word of the day can be a word that describes an emotion, but it can also be a clinical definition of a disorder. Today's example we're just going to define the word. We're not going to focus on the clinical definition of the disorder. To define the word for today is depressed. When someone is feeling depressed, and not in the clinical sense, but just having a feeling of feeling depressed, then they're sad, unhappy, they might be a little miserable, and they'll say things like, I feel depressed. And according to a dictionary definition, it's just a general state of unhappiness or despondency. It's someone who's suffering as a lack of something. So they're suffering under the effects of something, and so therefore they're feeling depressed, they're feeling down. And so we tend to think that of that state of being in a depressed state, just a depressed mood, as a time where you're feeling kind of down, you're not happy. And then when we look at it in daily living, and we're just talking about being depressed, being sad in daily living, a simple way to look at it is just when you're having that moment, that feeling where something has upset you, something is causing you to pause or stop from doing the stuff that you would normally do every day. So if you went for a job and you didn't get that job, you might be feeling a little sad. And that means that it causes you not to feel that day feeling like energetic about the current job you have, or feeling like you want to do something more or something extra because you don't have that same energy because you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed that day. Sometimes it's just a single event that happens that makes you feel down. So that single event could be you went out on a date and you thought that this relationship was going to work, and you were really hopeful and you had these expectations of just having a great time, but then the date did not turn out well, or it was okay but the person didn't call you back, and now you're feeling like, what did I do wrong? Why didn't this go well? And so you're generally just feeling kind of down because your expectation was not met. You had an expectation of something good happening, and instead something bad happened. So when our expectations not met, when we're feeling down, that's when we can find ourselves feeling depressed. Now that's one event, or for a moment, or a short period of time, but it's not, again, this is not the definition of the clinical disorder related to depression. This is just when we're kind of feeling down in a time, in a moment, because of something specific thing that happened. You might feel yourself feeling depressed. So when your expectations are not met, when you lost something that you really liked, that was very valuable to you, and you can't find it, and you're sad about it because that thing that you lost meant a lot, and now that you can't find it, you feel lost without it. And then there are times that we feel depressed as part of the grieving period. But again, that can fall under the clinical example of depressed. But we're talking today just about just feeling an event or something that happens that makes you feel down. And if you're just feeling down from something small, or something that's not small but it's not causing you to feel down for a significant period of time, like over 2 weeks, but just because your mood is kind of low because your job is having a lot of increase in work and not increases in resources, can cause us to feel depressed. One of the things we want to do is look at this emotion and say, when it comes to feeling depressed, do we want to keep this? And I'm sure the resounding answer is no. This is definitely an emotion that we want to decrease or eliminate altogether. And some of the ways to do that is to be able to talk it out with somebody, to let them know that you're feeling sad, that you're feeling depressed, to be able to find a way to just express that emotion and then look at what can be done to change this way that you're feeling. And sometimes it's about distracting ourselves, finding something good, something fun to do, talking to a friend and laughing about the situation. If it's something light, like, okay, well, I wanted that job, but I didn't want to work for that person. So you're looking at it, you're sad about not getting the job, but then you're happy that you don't have to work with the person who's running that area, because maybe they're a difficult person to work with. So you're trying to find something good in the instance, in the event that made you sad. And you're trying to find a way to either distract yourself or to be able to find joy again. Now, anytime you feel yourself being sad and it's lasting for a significant period of time, if that sadness makes you feel like you've lost interest in life or interest in doing the things that you normally do for a significant period of time, if it doesn't change or go away, that's when you want to seek medical professional help. That's when you want to seek counseling for that. So if the depression makes you feel worthless, makes it hard to concentrate, makes you have thoughts of hurting yourself or others, if it's persistent, that means it's not going away over time or it's increasing, and you're losing interest in the things you've loved for a long period of time, please seek professional help, because then we're crossing over from just being the feeling of depression to possibly a mood disorder related to depression. So thank you for joining me as we talked about the emotional word of the day, being depressed. And we decided that this is a feeling that we do not want to keep. And we're going to choose to focus on hope, to focus on happiness, to focus on growing and changing, and looking at the things that help us to feel connected, interested, moving forward, and happy. So until next time, thank you for joining me. My name is Gessy Martinez, author, therapist, and coach, helping you to master your emotions.